Guys, welcome to Chitter Chatter again. And this is take 3 because for some reason I'm not audible and I really don't know why. So guys, if you all are here again, please tell me, am I audible? Can you all hear me? Because if you all can hear me, then I shall start this Chitter Chatter or I shall do a take 4. Hey Zara, can you tell me if you can hear me? Hi Nibeditaa, how are you? Hello Team Golecha, can you all hear me? Am I audible right now? Okay, great. So, before we start this Chitter Chatter, as you all know, today our guest is Nibeditaa Paal. She's been the Miss India Australia and has done MTV's blitzvilla. And besides that, you all have also seen a web series right now, Class 2020. And let's send her a request and get started with our Chitter Chatter. Great. Monisha, I'm going to have a Chitter Chatter with Shahrukh really soon. Stay tuned in and you all will know the new timing. Hey Nibeditaa, how are you?
Hi Shweta, how are you?
I'm good. How have you been? How's lockdown treating you? Hope you're staying home and staying safe.
Yeah, it's going as it should, spending time with the family, just trying to look after myself as much as I can, take precaution.
So, Nibeditaa, how did you decide to get into the whole acting thing? Like, you were fascinated by it. Like, we heard, your father really motivated you. But what made you take the step when you joined the Miss India Australia pageant?
Honestly speaking, when I first got into pageantry, I didn't think I'd get into acting. It was never with the intention that I wanted to get into acting or that I wanted to enter the industry. It was probably just one of the things I was really fascinated by as a teenager. Everybody is very fond of glitz and glamour. So I guess that was kind of it for me. And I guess for me, I was never the center of attention in high school. But after a point when I started taking care of myself and, concentrated on grooming myself, I thought pageantry was something interesting. And yeah, why not give it a go?
So before I move on our next question, all your fans here are sending you lots of love and sending you highs and hellos. So do you want to tell them something before we proceed further?
I think my fans have always been very, very sweet, and I think I am very, very blessed. I'm very grateful that after 3 years of doing the show, there's still so much love happening. So thank you so much, guys, and stay tuned because I think most of the people that follow me know a lot about me, but there might be something interesting that you might find out today.
So Nibi, who was your inspiration when you were practicing and taking part in the pageant?
So honestly, like I had no experience in pageantry. I never went in with a vision that I wanted to win or something. It was more of I wanted to gain experience. I wanted to get comfortable in my own skin. But there were always certain people that I looked up to. Like I really liked Bipasha. There was a time that I was really fond of Bipasha. She was like a bong beauty. And, I considered her to be an inspiration for many reasons because me being Bengali, I kind of related to her in many ways.
So right now, from there to coming to Bombay, settling here, leaving all your base back then and, moving to a different country, different culture. How was it shifting your base from there to here?
Honestly, so the first year, I think I would say I went through a lot of culture shock because, honestly, because Australia, the place where I was staying, Brisbane, is a very laid back, peaceful kind of city. And then you come to Bombay, and Bombay is fast. Bombay doesn't wait for you. Bombay is, it's peppy, it's speedy, it's glitz, it's glamour. So the first year was the time where it took me a lot of time to actually understand the city and adapt to the city. But I think after the first year, like now it's almost been 3 years for me in Mumbai. And I can say that there's nowhere else in the world that I'd want to live apart from Bombay. It grows on you.
Totally. Mumbai welcomes everybody who comes and makes them there. No second thought there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So Nibeditaa, a lot of your fans here, Abin Sadilja, Aman Gurjar and many more here are saying they started actually watching Splitsvilla because of you. When you took part in a reality show like Splitsvilla, what was your journey like and experience like?
So, actually, honestly speaking, when I first shifted to Bombay, I never thought that I'd get into reality. I always wanted to get into acting, but when I shifted here, I realized that there was a lot of work that goes into acting. It's not something that just comes to you. You really have to work on yourself. You really have to polish yourself. And I was a terrible actor. So when Splitsvilla was offered to me, I was told that it was a youth-oriented show and it had a lot of youth audience, a lot of youth following. And MTV happened to be a very popular channel, and Ran Vijay was the face at that time. So I thought, why not give it a go? But honestly, I would say a show like Splitsvilla is fun, but it's equally challenging. Like, it's very challenging staying with a bunch of strangers for an entire month. It's a very stressful environment, but I would say that it really helps you grow as a person. Like, you learn about yourself for sure.
So some of your fans want to know here that, though you took part in Splitsvilla, which is a reality show, but would you take part in a Big Boss right now?
So, like I said, honestly, I have, a mixed response when it comes to Big Boss. Now that I've done a reality show, I know the gist of it, but I know, how much, mental pressure is required when you do a reality show. So, obviously, if Big Boss is offered to me, I definitely would consider it, but I know that it's going to be very, very, very challenging. So, it's something that you really have to look into.
Linda Zoo 74 says that she got to know you from Splitsvilla too, and your honesty won hearts. Class of
So,
20. Yeah.
Linda is somebody that has been following me ever since Splitsvilla. Like, she has just been there, for the past 3 years. So it really, really feels good when there's somebody there for you throughout your entire journey. Like, she's seen me grow.
So like you said, there's a lot of pressure. A lot of people also want to know that is Splitsvilla scripted?
So, to answer this correctly, I wouldn't say Splitsvilla is scripted. The reactions and the responses and the way that you perform in the challenges are all organic, like you do it on your own. But obviously, because it is a reality show, and at the end of the day, they want content. So, they make it a point that they put you in situations where you might react differently to the way you would in real life, or they really put you under a lot of pressure. They try to persuade you so that you give them more content. So in a way, it's not scripted, but yes, they plot it in a way that they get the kind of content that they want.
The Splitsvilla did wonders for you, and a lot of fans here loved you from Splitsvilla, and they're also loving you right now in your new web series. What were the best compliments you got once they saw you outside, like, personally somewhere? What did your fans come up and tell you at that time?
So I think Splitsvilla has been very positive for me. So that's, I think, one of the reasons I'm really scared of doing Big Boss, because, touch wood, Splitsvilla has really helped me maintain, a very positive outlook. And fans have been really, really kind to me ever since Splitsvilla. Like, I remember when I finished the show and I started meeting my fans and all of that. There was so much love, there was so much appreciation, there was so much kindness, and the story that kind of formed on the show, really helped in sort of setting up the whole agenda as well.
What did your dad have to say after you met him, like post the whole Splitsvilla season? He's been a great motivator to you.
Yeah.
So what was his feedback after the show? What did he tell you to go ahead with next?
So yeah, one thing I'd want to point out is I was never a kid that was overly outspoken or overly I think my father is somebody that has motivated me from day one. Like, he is a very bold and very outspoken personality, and he's always encouraged me to be the same. So when he saw me in the show, he was obviously very proud that I went in there. I was being myself, I was being organic, and I garnered a lot of love from everybody from the show. But he always wanted me to be somebody that's more out there, someone that's more in control of things. So he's encouraged me from day one, and he wants me to just go ahead. And in fact, he would be the happiest person on this planet if I did Big Boss. That's for sure.
Oh wow! So we hope that you do Big Boss and you win hearts in Big Boss too, just the way you won hearts in Splitsvilla. Because the way your fans out here are there, I'm sure they are looking forward to see you in another reality show really soon, and that's what they all wish for you. So, Nibeditaa,
That's really sweet of them.
Your first web series. How is it doing your first show on OTT in this town?
Honestly speaking, it was very overwhelming being in front of the camera, for the first time. And I think for me, it really helped me grow as an actor because I don't think I had any camera presence before the show. I was blessed that I got to work with such an amazing team, like my director Aram sir and the entire team. Actually, they were there just to guide us throughout the entire journey. And most of us in the show, we were newcomers, so we didn't have a lot of camera experience. I mean, there was Chetna and there was Rohan, who happened to have done stuff before us. And there was a lot of learning coming from them as well because they had some sort of experience on TV before. So I think that web series has been one that is very close to my heart, and it's just helped me really polish myself, as an actor, learn more about myself.
What was the nervousness you faced the first time you faced the camera?
It was a feeling that it's very hard to define in words, because I remember the first time I was handed the script, and in fact we had a month full of workshops before the shoot because we were all newcomers and really didn't know how to go through a script or like how we're supposed to improvise with a script. So the first time I remember going in front of the camera, I became really mechanical. I started to fumble and all of that, and my director just came up to me and he just said, what, just forget that there's a camera here. Remember that the camera is your friend. We are your friend. So just be yourself. Just be, the person you were in your workshops. Just be Zoe.
So how similar is Zoe to Nibeditaa?
So I think that was one of the factors that really helped me when I did the show as well. Zoe, I would say, is quite similar to my actual personality. Like, she's really friendly. She's bubbly. She's happy-go-lucky. She's charming, and she's cute. But she's a, I would say, a naive, growing 16-year-old. Who's just come from abroad, and now she's trying to settle into this new school that she's joined. So, in that aspect, it was easy to play her. It was easy to play a nice, sweet, positive girl. But then I think the entire challenge for me was playing a 16-year-old. So knowing that this girl, has inhibitions, and she's vulnerable, and she's sweet, and she's innocent, but she's very naive at the same time.
So, you went through a similar emotion. You settled your base, vulnerable when you came here. How did you overcome your vulnerability in your personal life?
So honestly, I would say that it's not as pretty as it looks, and I think the bad experiences in your life really teach you how to grow and really handle situations with grace. So I think the same goes for me. There have been people, in my life that have come, that have taught me, that have left. So that's the kind of journey that really helps you grow.
Rushabh Rana is here and he's saying, hello ladies. He was with you in class 2020. So how's it working with... Hello?
Hello, yes, you're audible.
Frozen. Are you there? I see a frozen screen right now.
Is it better? Is it working?
Okay, all good now. So yeah, Rushabh Rana is here and he's saying, hello ladies, and he was with you in class 2020. So how is it working with him?
I actually don't have words because this show has, given me the opportunity to work with people, that have done so much work in their life. And like I said, this show has been a learning experience for me. It's been like a guiding force for me. So there was a lot of learning. I mean, learning from seasoned actors like, Rishad sir, and then Nosheen ma'am. It was a great experience, I can't explain it.
You have always, actually not you, all of us are always fascinated by glitz and glamour. As a kid, who did you admire the most and what kind of movies did you like the most?
So as a kid, I was a typical Bollywood buff. Like I was obsessed with Bollywood cinema, and when you live abroad, you sort of end up missing your traditions and missing your culture a lot more. So when I was growing up, I followed a lot of Bollywood cinema. Like I remember being like obsessed with like Shahrukh Khan films, and I used to admire him. I used to really look up to him. Like he was one actor that really, I think till date, is one that can perform scenes like nobody else. So Shahrukh was someone that really, helped me sort of develop a passion for the industry.
Which are your favorite Shahrukh Khan movies?
All almost, all of them. But I remember DDLJ being really close to my heart. I remember, Mohabbatein being really close to my heart. Kuch Kuch Hota Hai being really close. Like all of them, they're all classics.
If you had a chance to be a part of a remake of a Shahrukh Khan movie, and just one movie, which one would it be?
DDLJ, hands down. Dilwale.
If you get to meet Shahrukh Khan personally, what is the first thing you're going to tell him?
So I have met Shahrukh Khan once, but it's easy. It's easier said than done, because when you go in front of him, he has such an amazing aura. You end up just going speechless. Like there's nothing you can say to him. But I would just want to, if I get a chance to meet him again, this time I would really want to tell him that I really admire him, and I think he's amazing, and I think nobody can do romance better than him, for sure.
So your fans want to know here, what is next in line for you? Class 2020 happens, blitzvillas happen. Is there anything in store right now that we can talk to your fans about, or you can tell us, or would we need another Chitter chatter where you can tell us? So what is the story?
I think definitely another session is due. But yeah, I mean, there are things in the pipeline that are waiting to happen, that I'm waiting, to sort of get into. But I'm just waiting for this entire situation to sort of settle right now, because I think it's really impacted the way that, the work was sort of operating. Right now, things aren't functioning the way that they were. But hopefully when things are back on track, then things will also start back up for me as well.
Any talks on Class 2020 Season 2 is what your fans want to know.
Yes, so this has been a question that's been following me ever since class. Guys, yes, there is a Season 2 happening for sure. In fact, we were supposed to start shooting for it in May, like now. But because, the situation isn't allowing that to happen right now, we're just waiting for things to sort of ease up a little bit and then start shooting for it again. So it will happen for sure, but we're just waiting for the right time.
So before we end up this chitter chatter, we're going to play a very small game, this or that. So you don't have time to think, and you have to choose really soon. And one word that comes to mind really soon. Okay. So would you like to watch Netflix or Amazon?
Netflix.
Favorite Netflix movie that you've been watching lately, or a series?
You.
Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Favorite comedy movies?
I don't know about movies, but Friends. I think Friends is one of my favorite classic comedy series.
Favorite Friends character?
Rachel.
Romantic drama or simple mushy rom-com?
Romantic mushy rom-com.
Favorite rom-com movies?
DDLJ.
Favorite dialogue from DDLJ?
But okay, this is छोटी छोटी शहर में नहीं, बड़ी बड़ी शहरों में छोटी छोटी बातें होती रहती है, सेनोरिटा.
Science fiction or political thriller?
Science fiction. Sci-fi.
Favorite science fiction?
I think science fiction with a bit of fantasy. Like I really like Marvel films. Like I'm pretty fond of them, like Captain America and like.
Favorite Marvel superhero?
Captain America. For sure.
I know. So hot.
Yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat that.
Historical fiction or historical fantasy?
Historical fiction. I mean, I don't know if there's a difference between the two. I don't really enjoy watching either, but I think historical fiction is still okay because at least there's some sort of story behind it.
Animation or musical?
Animation.
Favorite animated character that you've enjoyed watching?
So I love Minions. Like, so I really like Bob. That's like one of the Minions. Yeah.
Favorite song that comes to your mind right now?
Favorite song that comes to my mind. I really like that song. I don't know, it's been playing in my head. Jogi from Shaadi Mein Zarur Aana.
A song that makes you happy?
A song that makes me happy. I don't know. What is a song that makes me happy? Happy by Pharrell Williams. I don't know.
A song that makes you sad?
A song that makes me sad. I think Wo Lamhe. I think that's a very deep song. Wo Lamhe. Yeah.
Song that you'd like to dedicate your father?
To my father, he loves, like, he's an 80s buff, so he loves like 80s and 90s Kumar Sanu songs. So like any one of those, Kumar Sanu songs for him, he'll love them all.
One thing that comes to your mind the moment I say these words. Class 2020.
Precious.
Miss India Australia.
Glamour.
Mumbai.
Beauty.
Web series.
Craft.
Shahrukh Khan.
Love.
बड़े बड़े देशों में ऐसी छोटी बातें होती रहती है सनोरिटा.
Yeah.
प्रशांत गोलेचा.
Prashant Koleja. Guiding force.
Media.
Media. Controversial.
Chitter chatter.
Chitter chatter. Fun.
Thank you, Nibeditaa. It was really nice to have you on this
Yeah,
Chitter chat.
same
And
here.
best for many more projects that you're doing. And hopefully they all should do really well. And we shall have many more chit chats regarding your future projects.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me, Shweta. I really, really enjoyed myself. And I think, these sort of sessions are really fun to do. And I think we should do them more often.
Thank you. Stay safe and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Great. Bye, Shweta. Take care.